Hey there, it's Vanessa here from the Craft Corner. So I have had a special request. This little cardboard swing was included in one of our craft challenge classes, and one of my students, Aria, has requested a tutorial of how to make her own. So I am going to go through the materials and I'm going to show you guys how to make a little three-dimensional cardboard swing. To make your cardboard swing, the supplies you're going to need is some cardboard. Just have some scraps. You'll need one piece that's quite long, and that is to make the body of the swing, and one piece for the base that's a little bit squarer. You'll need glue. I've got some PVA glue here. I like to use this because it's stronger, but you can also use Pritt Stick if you don't have PVA glue. You'll need a scissors, some string, a ruler, and a pencil or a marker. I'm just going to use a marker because it's easier for you to see on the screen. Other things that are handy to have are little scraps of paper, but if you don't have scraps of paper, you can even use the cardboard. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut the long strip for our swing itself. So I'm just going to draw. I'll do a little very quick 3D drawing. So you have the structure of your swing is like so. So this is the structure of the swing, and then there's holes here, goes through for the swing itself. Okay, and then these bits here, these need to go out like little L brackets to give it stability, and then it sits on a larger piece of cardboard. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create this piece here. And the reason we'll do that is because then that determines the rest of the project. And get my longest piece for this. I'm going to use my ruler. And you can decide how wide you want your swing to be. So I'm going to make mine 5 centimeters wide. So I'm just going to do 5 centimeters a few times along the length of this, then join it up, and then we're going to cut it out. So join that up, then use your scissors to cut it out. So sometimes you might need a little hand with cutting, but a little trick is here you can start bending the cardboard back, and it's easier to bend it back. And if it gets a bit tricky, you can cut in from this side to get rid of some of those bits of cardboard, and then you can start going from the other side as well. So see, you can kind of bend that up. Now, so this is going to determine the size of my swing, this part here, because this is the longest bit of cardboard that I had. So I'm just going to check it's even. 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters. It's actually got a little bit thinner there, but it'll be okay. So then, you need to find the center. So I'm just going to fold it there in the middle like this. Okay, so that's the center. Okay, like that. See? Can you see that? Okay. That's my center point. So let's just put a mark here. So then we decide how wide this is going to be here. Okay? So it needs to be the same on both sides. So again, it's handy to use your ruler for this. So I'm going to go, just to keep the same measurements, 5 centimeters and 5 centimeters. Okay? So you can see there, you can do 2 marks. See from the center, 5 centimeters and 5 centimeters. And you're going to do 2 lines. And then you can use your ruler to bend around, like so. So use your ruler to bend around. So now we have our shape. And don't worry if it's a bit bendy in the middle, because we can help to make that stronger. We can reinforce it in a minute. Now, the next thing we need to do is at the bottom here, we want to create this little L shape. Okay, so it's going to go, I'm going to draw here, it's going to go, you see there? It's going to go down and out. And it's much stronger if we do this as one piece of card. So this cardboard, we are going to open it up. Okay, so cardboard is made up of layers, and we're going to open up our cardboard. So there's kind of 3 parts. There's a center part and the 2 outer bits. So open it up. I'm going to squish it down like that. Now you need to do the same on both sides. So just try and figure out where that is. Where have you opened it up to? So there, see, I'm going to do a little line there. And let's open this up too. Now, and then you're going to squish this flat so we have that little T shape. Now, there we go. I've got a bit more on one side than the other, that's all right. Okay, so it's about the same height, all right? Now we need to make our base to stick this down to. So you can make your base any kind of size you want. I'm going to make mine sort of like my swing is on an island. And you just need to make sure, is it big enough? Okay? Don't make it too small because you need to have enough stability for the swing to sit on. And then you're going to cut this out. Now, you don't have to cut it out. You could actually leave it just as it is if you want to. Just a square of cardboard. It's up to you. And if you're finding it tricky to cut the cardboard, trick is maybe get some cardboard that's quite thin, so the back of a notebook, or sometimes when you order books online, the cardboard they come in is really, the envelopes are nice and thin. And if you're struggling to cut from the inside out, cut from the outside going in. Now, so those scraps will go into my recycling bin. Okay, so next step is a glue and are what we call paper bandages. So for this, you can use paper or you can use bits of the cardboard. So the same way, depends what look you want to go for. Do you want it all to blend in or do you want it to stand out? So the same way that we opened up this cardboard, right, to make our little T-shapes, we can open this up and we can use some of this cardboard as our paper bandage. So we're also reusing scraps too, which I really like. So we'll use these bits to make our paper bandages. So let me stick it down. So we put glue, the PVA glue there. Decide where you want it to go. I kind of want mine at a bit of an angle. Now this is still bending up, don't worry about that. Just make sure that it's spaced out, nice and flat. So I've put a lot of glue on this, nice and gluey. Make sure that it's evenly spaced out. Oops. Now, to help this stick down, these bits of cardboard, or if you've got paper, we're going to use these to make our paper bandages. So think about it like when you have a cut, you put a bandage over it and it helps hold the cut together. These paper bandages are going to do the same. And if you use the cardboard as well, what's really cool about it is that it all blends in to the background. So it'll look like it's just the surface. Yeah. So I do small bits because I find that they're less likely to kind of pull up. So don't make them too big. So I'm doing it on both sides, and I'm going to do it over here as well. This bit here. And of course you could also do this with colourful paper if, for example, maybe you wanted to have like a really colourful ground. Now, okay, so this is still bending up a little bit there. So we're going to fix that. I'm going to get a thin bit of card. So it wants to bend this way. So cardboard, right, will bend in one direction much more than it will bend in the other direction. So I'm just going to cut a piece to show you what I mean. So the lines of the cardboard are going this way, Okay, so that means that if I stick this down, it's less likely to bend that direction. Now, the only thing, and this is going to have two purposes, right? First thing we're going to do is we're going to put holes in here for our swing. And if you have a hole punch, use a hole punch for this. If you don't have a hole punch, you can use a pencil, right? So can you see that? Put your pencil there and just poke a hole and twist it round. Get an adult to help with this if you need it. So try and make them in line. So poke a hole and then twist and twist and twist. Okay, so you can do that if you don't have a hole punch, right? So this is going to go on top of it after we've put our swing on. So for the swing, the seat, I'm going to cut out, and it's kind of be curved, not too big or not too small either, just right. So I'm going to cut that. And I like to have the edges just a little bit rounded. You need to make sure it's big enough that you can punch holes in it. And I want to make sure that it's nice and heavy. So I'm going to do 2. Now, so there we have the 2 pieces. Now we need to punch holes in them too. So you want the holes. See the seat there? Oops. It's about the same size. Okay, so if I put it under there, the 2 holes, so if I do a little hole here, we'll have a look. They go pretty well. So then we're going to poke a hole down there, poke a hole there. So poke it through the first piece. So put your pencil through and then twist. Nice and gently put your pencil through and twist. And then you're going to go to the surface below. Do the same thing. And the reason why I'm doing 2 pieces of card is I want to make sure that the seat is heavy enough that it wants to hang. Now, next thing is the string. So make sure you got these going the right way around. Now the string can sometimes be a bit tricky to get in. So if you don't have like a needle or something, you can push it through like that. Push it through there. And then I'm going to put a bit of glue on this part. You don't have to glue it together. I'm just going to put a bit of glue here. Pull it right through. Like so. And then it needs to go through the other part. And just kind of poke it through there. There it is. Now, so here is the swing. Okay, we're going to pull it up through the top like so. Like this. I'm going to cut it there a little bit. Okay, so I've cut it really long because then I can play around with the size. Get my piece of string and poke it through. There we go. Now, so when I'm deciding, right, where the string needs to go, put your swing like this, give it a little bit of space from the bottom, all right? So make sure it can hang. And then we're going to tie a knot at the top. And we're going to be gluing all this together. So, of course, you could just leave it like this. There's no need to add any more, but I like to make my projects nice and secure. So I've done a double knot on this. And then we have that other piece of cardboard. So we're going to stick this other bit of cardboard on the top, like so. Okay. Now, put glue and one bit of cardboard here. Good amount of glue. And we're going to stick that down on top. And this cardboard might want to pop up. If it does, you can wrap it if you want to. So if it wants to pop up like it is there, then we can create strips. So those bandages that you did before, do them again. Put glue and wrap it around. Make sure you're just wrapping around the edge so you're not getting in the way of the string. Just like that. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Down like that. So I know that sometimes people stay away from PVA glue because it's messier, but I buy it in bigger quantities, so it's much better value. And it's also slightly better for the environment because you don't have all the packaging of glue sticks. So I think it's a better choice. I prefer it anyway. Now, so there we have our little swing. I'm going to show you this part here. You can also put a little bit of the tape on this, or our paper bandages, cardboard bandages, just to stop that from moving. So other things that you can add if you want to, you can add some decorations. If you wanted to add, these are some painted pages that I made a while ago with extra paint and some book pages. So if you wanted, you can cut those out. Like sometimes I like to add some decorations to my projects. So there is your little cardboard swing, requested by Aria and delivered by Vanessa. Happy crafting!